Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome. As you are welcome here. Visitor, friend, or longtime member, you are welcome here. With little children or your partner or alone, we joyfully welcome you here. You're welcome here as believer or doubter, as joiner or loner. You're welcome here. Feeling a part of us or not, full of energy or not, seeking a vision or a rest, you are welcome to join us as you are. We acknowledge that we are in the Aboriginal territories of the Salish, Nez Perce, Blackfeet, and Anishinaabe people who shared the Helena Valley as hunting grounds. The indigenous story of the Helena Valley began long before the arrival of Europeans. We honor those who walked here before us. We honor the path they have shown us in caring for this place for generations to come. We strive for justice and fair relations with their descendants. I'm Karen McLean, and I'm leading the service today. Today, this particular service is celebrating and having a closer look at one of the shared UU values that we do that we talk about at the first Sunday of each month through May. And so, Sam, you were going to light the chalice. And thank you for doing that for us. All together here we'll say, we gather this hour as people of faith with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning in celebration of the life we share together. Our opening hymn or song is in that Open Your Heart songbook. It's on page 17. Oh, you know we are one. Coyote, lizard, leopard, and whale. We just come separate 'cause that's more fun. Sunflower, crabgrass, willow, and kale. We just come separate 'cause that's more fun. Oh, you know we are one. Oh, you know we are one. Oh, you know we are one. We just come separate 'cause that's more fun. Now we have the story for all ages. And you're welcome to stay right where you're at in the pews. After all, it's a story for all ages. This is a piece, a story called All Are Welcome Here. It's by Alexandra Penfold.
Buddy Son Story Time.
All Are Welcome by Alexandra Penfold and Suzanne Kaufman. Pencils sharpened in their case, bells are ringing. Let's make haste. School's beginning, dreams to chase. All are welcome here. No matter how you start your day, what you wear, when you play, or if you come from far away, all are welcome here. In our classroom, safe and sound, fears are lost and hope is found. Raise your hand, we'll go around. All are welcome here. Gather now, let's all take part. We'll play music. We'll make art. We'll share stories from the heart. All are welcome here. Time for lunch, what a spread. A dozen different kinds of bread. Pass it around till everyone's fed. All are welcome here. Open doors, rush outside. We will swing, we will slide. We'll have fun side by side. All are welcome here. We're part of a community. Our strength is our diversity. A shelter from adversity. All are welcome here. We will learn from each other. Special talents we'll uncover. There's a big world to discover. All are welcome here. So much to learn, so much to do. And when the busy day is through,
Bye.
can't wait to come back, start anew. All are welcome here. Head for home to get some rest. And greet tomorrow ready and fresh. Our time together is the best. All are welcome here. You have a place here. You are welcome here.
please subscribe.
I want to thank Catherine Turcano for helping with the tech on this and with a whole lot of other things. Thank you. Now we're going to sing the children out. As you journey, may you know, peace and love go with you, peace and love go with you. Learn and grow, learn and grow. Now it's not in the order of service, but Cass is going to speak with us now about pledging.
Thank you, Karen. Next week is the annual meeting, which marks the year of our activities and also the presentation of the budget. So part of what we're doing now, this is kind of the end of the pledge campaign, wherein you are asked what you are willing to contribute in terms of time, talent, and treasure. And I was asked to speak about why I support the UU, and I'll try to be really brief. I have a long history of being in and out of different spiritual practices. And about 10 years ago, when I moved to Helena, I started coming here. And I actually started learning more about the Unitarians, more than I ever knew. And I am in such admiration of the basic tenets of our fellowship. For instance, we say we are not creedal, so that means you don't have to believe in God or Jesus or a virgin birth or any other pre-existing spiritual practice. It means that you are respected and encouraged to develop your own spiritual path that suits you, and it is based on your experience, of course. We have our 7 principles, which I happen to bring a stack of today that I'm going to put out on the table for you to have a little pocket memory or a pocket representation to take home. And this is really an incredible thing. This is like the 10 commandments of Unitarianism. And the inherent worth and dignity of every person, acceptance of one another and encouragement to spiritual growth in our congregations, the goal of world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. Now, this is a set of basic ethics that really resonates in my soul. And it's put in such a kind way. These are aspirations. And being humans, we fall short from time to time, but we have this reminder of how we might make things better. And this particular community, right here, you and me, are bonded. And we're bonded by the ideas that we share in common. And we're bonded by the wish for social justice and to correct the things in our culture that are not good. And even though we're not a huge congregation, we are a mighty congregation. And the amount of resources that we devote to our programs are not only increasing the depth of our knowledge of each other, our relationships, but the actual work we do in the world is pretty remarkable, considering there's usually about 35 of us around here. And so it was pretty easy for me, once I got going on volunteering here and learned more about UU, to say, yes, this works in my life. This supports what's important to me. And this is a place where my contributions can make a difference. And so I urge you to think about how this might work in your life and understand what an opportunity we have here to be in a loving and supportive environment, and to be able to do work that makes a difference. So I invite you to, if you haven't already done so, look at yourself in terms of what might you contribute in terms of time, talent, and treasure, and do your best.
Thank you, Cass. Now we're going to have the offering. Speaking of resources. Page 25 of the Open Your Heart songbook has this song in it. Thank you for your loving hands. Thank you for your loving hands, your loving heart, your loving ways. Thank you for the gifts you bring into the world each day. And if you ever doubt yourself, remember us who love you well. We know all the gifts you bring into the world each day. So thank you for your loving hands, your loving heart, your loving ways. Thank you for the gifts you bring into the world each day. All right. So we're just going to go right into the sermon here. And I need to explain that this is a small group ministry service, which means that the sermon is theoretically shorter so that we have time for group discussion. And plan on us taking the time that we need for group discussion, because it's always important and so very helpful to the life of the membership. All right, so I appreciate the opportunity to speak today. I'm Karen McLean. That's spelled McLean. There's been a lot of consternation about how our name is spelled. And so there it is. That's our version of McLean. Today, I get to talk about equity. Equity is one of UU's shared values that we're talking about the first Sunday of the month through May. I now realize I can't talk about just equity, because equity is inextricably connected to justice, generosity, interdependence, transcendence, pluralism, and love. And it's connected to every single one of the 7 principles we have been guided by these past few decades. Most basically, equity is about fairness. Equity is best understood when differentiated from equality. Equality means that each receives the same resources and opportunities. With equity, the type and level of need matters most. A beautiful example of equity is the human body. In a healthy body, all parts work in balance with all other parts. Balance. However, the instant the body gets hurt, all hands on deck fly instantly to the wound. White blood cells, coagulates, the immune system, other functions I don't even know about give full attention to healing the wound. Of less importance in that moment might be the digestive system, the frontal brain cortex, and forget beautiful nails. The majority of forces are focused on the need to heal that wound. Equity has been a buzzword in the world of education. When I went to school in the mid-20th century, resources and opportunities were generally equal. For kids who needed more, special ed was a new concept. In the 1990s, our two sons had the good fortune to have a teacher experienced in the Montessori method. Needs of the individual child were primary. This was a multi-grade classroom in an experimental parent participation program in Great Falls. Several learning centers occupied every corner of the room. Small groups collaborated on special projects, aided by parents popping in and out throughout the day. Learning was a creative process, and for the most part, it met the need. Equity in education takes extra resources. Grant money made it possible for the Helena area refugee resettlement team children to have English as a second language, learning through music and art. Thursdays after school, Judy Fiel, Katie Knight, and other teachers work with these kids. Many of you saw their art projects in reimagined homes and heard the Jambo group sing. We were privileged to hear Montana Women's Chorus sing with Jambo at the solstice celebration last month. This is equity in action. At the turn of this century, the No Child Left Behind federal legislation reflected equity's growing importance. Following the wise assumption that only an equitable distribution of resources and opportunities are going to even begin to bring our diverse population of students to a workable standard of accomplishment. However, an equitable learning environment requires ongoing resources to sustain it. Lately, that has been a big lift. I like this definition of equity, attributed to Karl Marx. From each according to ability, to each according to need. That's simple. It makes it easy, right? We just get out there and do it. Resources go to those who need it. Enough food, clothing, energy, education, shelter, money, opportunities, and enough support to life forms in our natural environment. All life forms. Done, right? No. There are a few glimmers of equitable treatment happening here and there, but for the most part, it's not happening. If I were to drone on and on listing all the inequities in this world, we'd be here a week from now wading through a downer way worse than Santa's bad people list. In our current socioeconomic system, too many are chronically not getting what they need. And too many people with resources are not interested in sharing. We see the system is broken. We'll fix it. So we read up on it, write about it, chat it up at the bakery. But when talk feels cheap, it's time for action. It seems that there's no lack of action with BSUU. Still, it looks like we'll need to do 100% more work with 500% patience. Let me tell you about John Fullerton, a proponent of regenerative economics. For reasons of conscience, he left Wall Street and never looked back. He had been an executive with stock brokerage firm J.P. Morgan for almost 20 years. Fullerton calls our current economy a market-driven superorganism, of which we are a part. He says we can change it. We can choose to realign our economy with life systems principles. Life systems principles. Remember the human body. Systems in balance, yet adapting to meet challenges. It works in the body. It works in life systems. John Fullerton, talking about regenerative economics, is worth a listen. Equitable treatment is vital in church. With respect to equity as a value, the UUA states through Reverend Sherry Prudhomme that inherent worth and the right to flourish with dignity, love, and compassion is for every person. That includes everybody that is a person, not just UUs, but Baptists, Buddhists, Druids, transgenders, transients, Republicans, rascals, clowns, and everybody else of all kinds, because I could go on through next week and miss somebody. Talking about it is easy enough, but doing it, we do give it our best effort. Earlier this morning, I played piano for a Christian church not far from here. I no longer believe in their creeds. The liturgy no longer has meaning for me. But this is indeed a sacred time for them. Accordingly, it is my most consecrated duty to respect the integrity of their worship experience. It helps that I personally believe that That thing some of us like to call God touches every entity in the universe precisely as that entity needs. As possessors of the divine spark, we are co-creators. We set our own unique terms. Our God is ubiquitously expansive enough to meet us there. I'm going to repeat that because I messed it up. Our God is ubiquitously expansive enough to meet us there. This strikes me as the purest form of equity. As a musician serving that church, it is my most serious responsibility to channel God's all-encompassing love with my best effort playing their music well. We start with the self. From each according to ability. How able am I? I'm realizing this isn't just about what I give. It's also about what I receive. Sometimes I have to swallow my pride to admit what I need. I am not accomplishing my life all by myself, although I'd sure like to think so. It's just not true. This is a reciprocal flow of energy among all of us in this infinitely vast, interdependent web of all existence. Reciprocal. I want to take one more look at from each according to ability. Implied in that is our willingness. This could be the elephant in the room. How willing am I? I deleted and then put back that question 3 times. It's a hot question. Consider that this is everyone's individual choice to make, and that it's okay to have boundaries about that. Finally, there are many needs and much to do. Where do we start? Each of us is walking our own life path. Rest in the assurance that this thing that some of us like to call God, our creator, our source, it leads us exactly where to go. From interconnective web wisdom to compassion, equity, and love, connecting on endless levels with infinite life. Nothing can separate us from this wondrous, amazing journey. Blessed be. I'm going to ring the bowl, and I want us all to take one big, giant breath. And then we're going to start in talking about the small group ministry, group discussions.
just to have a different voice here. So when we do these small group ministries, we commit to a covenant, an agreement, that we are going to honor the safety of the group by listening to others with an open heart. We're going to refrain from crosstalk, judgment, or giving advice. We need to share as deeply as we can when it's your turn, and not to gossip about what is shared within the group, and only tell my own story. One thing that Karen shared with me is if you have to leave early, or this is not conducive to how you feel this morning, when we count off, just don't take a number. You don't have to participate, but if you do, it engenders more for our group. This pen just doesn't want to stay.
How much time are we taking in small groups?
Did you hear the question, Karen?
I heard the question, and I believe it was how much time? Right now, it's about 8 minutes after 12. We arranged with childcare to be able to care for the children through 12:45. So we have about 35 or 30 minutes to work with on group discussion.
We're going to come back to joys and concerns.
And then we'll have a closing hymn or song, and Marianne will collect the papers that people will take notes on, and we'll extinguish the chalice at that after the song, and then we will have a time for private joys and concerns, and we're going to do the closing circle and announcements. And all that'll take about 10 minutes, I would guess. So we actually have about 20 minutes for a group. All right, now, and it explains this in your order of service, that there are 3 rounds of sharing for each group. One person speaks at a time. The job of listeners is to listen deeply, keeping their hearts open. The speakers share from the heart as deeply as they are willing. And for each round, each person takes 1 to 2 minutes to share. And you may always pass and not speak. Now, the first question is, think of equitable treatment that has been successful. And how do you think that success happened? The second question is, think of a situation that would be helped by equitable treatment. How could that process best be supported? So what Marianne and I would like to see is that each group has a note taker, and you take notes, and you decide as a group we'll give you a 2-minute warning, what you would want shared. Now, the sharing will happen like this. You put that part of your notes that you're sharing on your paper and fold it so that that's all we see. And the shared parts will go on the table in the fireside room. And during coffee, we can look at those and talk about them and hash it through and appreciate the work that we've done. And so that way, every group gets to choose what is worth the sharing, and we don't spend a lot of time in duplicative effort and duplicative talking here in the service. So that's the scoop. Any questions? All right, let's count off. Marianne and I will not be participating. We will be officiating. Facilitating, yes. So here we go. Start with Gemma. Oh, count off. Well, let's see. Yeah, we don't want to do 12. Marianne, what do you think?
Whoops, counting. 14, 18, 19. So there's about 20 of us. So 4 groups of 5 or 5 groups of 4? Or?
How about 5 groups of 4? So count up to 4.
1, 2, 3. We're going to be 4 in a 1, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. So there's 5 groups. I would suggest that we do one group in this corner, one group over in this.
Let's just make it 2.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 can go in the fireside room. There's writing utensils or stuff, pencils and pens in the pews. All right, we're collecting papers. And hopefully you put your insight that's worth sharing kind of on the bottom of your paper. And that's what will be out on the table in the fireside room. Okay, now we're going to sing hymn number 140, Hail the Glorious Golden City. It's in Singing the Living Tradition. It's a familiar tune with different words from the usual Christian text. That sounds good, Cheryl. Thank you. Cheryl's going to play an intro. We're now going to extinguish the chalice. All together, we extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.